Dr. Dyke Drummond here with another life balance tool. This one's called a boundary ritual. It's how you come all the way home from work so that you can recharge by establishing a solid boundary between work and home. So let me ask you this. I don't know whether it happens to you or not, but have you ever been in this situation? You find yourself sitting at home thinking about work. Has that ever happened to you? Well, it's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Most of the time people laugh, and you may be laughing too, but let me just tell you this. You can't begin to recharge the energy that you expend at work until you come all the way home. And if you find yourself sitting at home thinking about work, what's happening is you're continuing to drain in a new location. And the reason is you missed a boundary. So watch this. Here's Dr. Drummond, and here's Dyke. Are you with me? Notice I took a step. Here's Dr. Drummond, and here's Dyke. And ideally, there would be a boundary between those two things. We look remarkably alike, okay? But ideally, there would be a boundary. And when I moved from work to home, I would take my doctor hat off. Take my doctor hat off. And so the way that you do this in the boundary between work and home is with what's called a boundary ritual. Something that you do on the boundary between work and home to take your doctor hat off and be able to come all the way home. I want you to know that we have a role model for this. Here he is. Yeah, that's Mr. Rogers, right? Mr. Rogers has a boundary ritual. At the start of his show, his boundary ritual is a little bit different than the one we're going to be practicing, where you take your doctor hat off. His boundary ritual is where he turns Mr. Rogers on at the beginning of every show. And his boundary ritual is 3 different parts. Do you remember what Mr. Rogers does at the beginning of every show? 3 things. He does, he does shoes, takes his shoes off, and he sings a song. You ready? Let's sing it together. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor, would you be mine? And then after that, he's the reliably, mildly creepy Mr. Rogers for the whole rest of the show. That's his boundary ritual. Well, what I want to do is teach you a boundary ritual so that you can get started creating a stronger boundary between work and home. Now, I'm assuming you drive home from work, and that's true for about 99% of people. And that's good because this is a driving boundary ritual. It's something that you do in the car on the way home. Let's imagine you're coming home from work on a day when you're not on call. Now, I will show you what to do if you have to chart at home. When you get home, you got some charts still left to do. And I'll also show you what to do if you're on call, especially telephone call, because there's a special way to do the boundary ritual in those 2 circumstances. But for this first lesson, let's do this. Imagine you're coming home, you're not on call, all your charts are done. We're going to do this in the car, so let me get set. Kick yourself back away from where you're sitting right now and imagine that you are driving your car. So, along with me, if you can't win if you don't play, so get your hands on the steering wheel, and none of this, okay? Hands on the steering wheel. And what I want you to do is imagine that you're driving home, and go ahead and put your car wherever you normally put it. Maybe it's in your driveway, garage, maybe it's on the side of the road. Park your car, use your hand, slide it into park, and now put your finger on the keys or the button, because I know you got one of them. And now repeat after me. With this breath, I'm coming all the way home. Take a huge breath in, and as you exhale, just let work go. Turn the key or press the button and just sashay right on into the house. Now, we're going to do that again because practice makes, I'll bet you a buck you just said perfect. Let's let that go. That's a non-supportive thought. Practice makes better. Say that with me. Practice makes better. One more time. Practice makes better. So we're going to do this again because practice will make you better. So let's drive home again, and I'm going to add a refinement. Here's what we're going to do differently this time. This time you're going to use flutter lips. You know flutter lips. Big breath in. Do this with me. We're going to do that with the release. So, hands on the steering wheel. You're driving home. Put your car wherever you put it. Slide it into park. Finger on the keys of the button. Repeat after me. With this breath, I'm coming all the way home. Huge breath in. Flutter lips, let it go. Just march right on into the house. And here's what I'll say about that boundary ritual. It may look silly, but it works every single time you use it. Even if there's a little voice in your head right now going, oh no, it won't. It's not going to work for me. Because here's what I mean. If you do that, you'll be more home than if you had not done it. And I want you to know too that that's just an example. If you practice that, you'll get better and better, but it's just an example. Your boundary ritual is anything that you do. And when you do this action, you say to yourself, with this action, I'm coming all the way home. Could be anything. Take out your contacts, put on your glasses, change your clothes, take a shower, walk the dog, hug your kids, have a cup of tea, write in your journal for a page or two. Are you with me? Go for a bike ride, cook a lovely dinner, pull weeds in your garden. With this action, I'm coming all the way home. I dare you to pick anything as your boundary ritual and say to yourself, with this action, I'm coming all the way home, and practice and practice, and you'll get better and better at creating that boundary and better at recharging when you do come all the way home. So, in the next lesson, I call it sawtooth energy management. The next lesson, I'll show you what to do on nights that you have charting still to do or you're on call. You might want to watch that one right now. I'll see you in the next video. Keep breathing and have a great rest of your day.